And welcome back to the Cinema Challenge presented by Twitchy Dolphin Media. We have a great episode for you this week. We're going to be drafting, just in time for Valentine's Day, your ultimate romantic comedy watch list. Now, before we jump into the draft and to meet our contestants, a couple of reminders on the rules. First of all, it's a serpentine draft, so one team picking at the beginning of odd number rounds are picking at the back of the even number rounds. This way we would get a pretty good access of good movies to all the players. And you can only draft one movie from a franchise per team. Same rules as each time, so let's jump over and meet the contestants. And we are back here with our contestants for the fourth... No. So we are back here with our contestants for our Valentine's Day edition of the Cinema Challenge. We're drafting our favorite rom-coms, and I was going to start with the joke. Actually, I'll start with the joke anyway. Hey, Lysh.
Yes.
What is one thing all Polish brides get on their wedding night that's long and hard?
Is this a family show?
A last name.
Of course, that's what I was gonna say.
Obviously.
Can I interject here on that note? To this day, I don't know how to pronounce your last name, Jim. Just
Smith.
I don't even try.
I do want to inform our viewers before I introduce everyone. We'll start with introducing both Bella Marco, again, the best film student I've ever had, with Nathan, her kitty cat, because she'll be playing as single cat lady, and Jessica, who will be playing as I'll have what she's having. Both of you admitted to have seen all the 50 Shades movies in theaters?
Absolutely. Opening weekend here too, baby. Yeah. I will say, in my defense, one of my best friend's birthdays is on February 14th. And so it's always been a girls' weekend outing to celebrate that specific friend.
You know how 50 Shades came about, right? You've heard the...
Oh, yeah. Twilight fan fiction, yes.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen very few of the Twilight movies. 50 Shades, I'm all over. Opening weekend, me and Bella.
I mean, I've seen them, but I binged them on Peacock one weekend. I didn't go to the theater.
Wait, the 50 Shades are on Peacock?
Or they were when I binged them.
That's amazing. That's branding that builds itself. Oh my God. Hey, Jess, can you imagine, what do you think would be more awkward? All of us, you and I having dinner, bringing Bella over and watching 50 Shades, or watching Requiem for a Dream?
I'm going to pass on both of those evening opportunities. Sorry, Bella.
Requiem for a Dream is a great movie. It's a great movie. I stand by my ground when I said that you should have watched it. It's a great choice.
It's fantastic.
We did watch it. All we could think of was that you recommended it to us.
I don't ever have to watch it again. And then we have Alicia Rivera with us today, star of her very own romantic comedy and A Chance of Snow. Lysh, how's everything going? How are you feeling about your ARF preparation?
I'm nervous and scared and excited, and there's so many emotions in one. I don't know how to deal, so I don't think I'm going to actually have that answer until the day of ARF when I start seeing people.
I can't wait to think about ARF on the 20th of February. And then now, romantic comedy movie expert, one of our best friends, one of the biggest supporters of indie film, Carlo Rodriguez. Carlo, how's everything going?
Going pretty good. Good.
Tell us real quick, fill us in on the cat rescue. So you did a really good job with...
a Betty White day was like a landslide comparatively. We and I think some of the people on here donated February 9th, because directly from that magnificent day, 4 feral cats are being taken to be spayed and neutered. That was the earliest we can get an appointment at the place we usually go. So we're able to knock out 4 one day, and that has a huge impact on the local feral cat population. So it's huge. It's 2 males, 2 females. So I mean, think how many litters those 2 males could have had.
Absolutely.
You know, so, that's major stuff. I mean, at least to me.
Oh no, and we really do applaud it.
Jessica
Jess and I definitely are regular contributors. We try to do it monthly because I think it's important. So let's remind everybody of the rules. In this particular instance, your draft must be a romantic comedy. We will be drafting 6 rounds. And I will, and Carlo will help me judge what is and what is not a romantic comedy. And I don't think this really applies, but only one film per franchise. There's just not a whole lot of, I guess you could get into some serious Bridget Jones territory, but only one film per franchise per player. Any questions? Yes.
Do I need to close my door? Are we picking you up on my sound?
What an awkward question to ask in the middle of the actual show. I guess close it just in case. I don't think so, but
I thought I'd give you an opportunity to perhaps cut right here.
well, now we'll have a jump cut.
You'll fix it in post.
Fix it in
Now I have
post.
to remember to go fix it in post. Now I'm thinking I'll just leave it in for
Just use
funsies.
CGI. Just use
Sorry.
CGI.
Now, my lovely bride, Jessica, she of the blue eyes, has the first pick in the draft.
I do, and I was very excited to have the first pick. I knew right away what my first pick was going to be, and that is going to be When Harry Met Sally.
I knew it.
Appropriate for my team name.
Jess,
Appropriate.
can I just say to you,
Yes.
when you know you want to spend the rest of your life with someone, you want the rest of your life to start right now.
Right now. Absolutely. It's
Um,
my favorite.
At the record first.
Alicia, did she steal one from you or no? Is your first pick
It's
from-
on my list, but like, cause I'm very like ADD. So I was like, oh, ooh, that's a good movie. I was going to switch around. But my first one is going to be Fools Rush In.
Whoa, good.
Mm,
Nice.
Oh man.
nice.
Now I have to rewatch. First of all,
Yeah.
Bella, have you seen this film?
Nope. I was just writing it down.
Selma Hayek
highly recommend it.
and Matthew Perry
Yeah.
at the height of both of their stardom. It's super cute. Every time, you know, it's funny, Liz, I think of that movie anytime I'm really hot and I go, the white people are frying. Oh man, good movie. Man, we are off to a start. Carlo,
Yeah.
you're up.
Okay, this one I'm super excited about, and I'll tell you why. It's an important film, not only to the art form, but to the genre. But it also is important to me personally because it was my first real rom-com that I watched all the way through and thought, well, maybe it's not so bad that you kiss a girl or something like that. It's an older film. I hope at least some of you have watched it, but it's also the very first film ever that this particular actress in which she appeared. And she's a huge star. That movie, Roman Holiday.
Whoa.
Love that
Okay.
movie.
It's a good one.
It is.
It's so huge, this movie, because like in this day and age of Hallmark movies, the whole man or woman meets up with the prince or princess is pretty much, how many of those a year do we get? Like a dozen?
Yeah.
And
Even
it
a
was
shared
filmed on
universe
location.
of them.
And it was filmed on location. And again, back then, that wasn't always a given. So that's why, I mean, the idea that they didn't shoot
Yeah.
on a studio backlot, like pretty much everything else. So this film is hugely important, but it is a seminal rom-com. I love this movie so damn much because I love Audrey Hepburn.
Oh man. So this puts me in a really frustrated position because, you know, I knew going in Jessica was taking When Harry Met Sally. I knew it before I even knew it. And I just made her tell me yesterday because it doesn't really matter, which means though, that through the next two picks, my board is completely intact. And now it's like, okay, I kind of want to win this one. And so I'm going to jump ahead of my board and take a film that I think has a lot of audience love. And I'm going to draft, As You Wish, The Princess Bride.
First Donis took Raiders, and now you take Princess Bride. I was like, nobody's going to pick that one. Should have known.
It
Oh
was
yeah. It's
was
on the list. It's
third
the
on my list, but I did not draft the second one on my list. The first one on my list was When Harry Met Sally. All right, Bella, that means you get two in a row.
Okay. I've been thinking really critically about this, and I've decided to go with objectively the greatest rom-com of all time and my personal favorite rom-com. So
Wow.
objectively, the greatest rom-com ever is My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Like, come on.
Good one.
It's fantastic. So many great lines. Windex solves everything. Amazing. Okay, so that's the best one. And then my favorite rom-com ever. I don't know if this like counts because it is a rom-com, but it's also like serious, but it's great. So I'm gonna go with About Time.
Oh,
Okay.
I've
I don't know if
never
anyone's-
seen it. Okay.
It's
That's a
you
nice
need
one.
to watch that movie because it's actually brilliant. It's very, very good.
Who's in it? I've never seen it.
Rachel McAdams.
Yeah,
oh,
man.
Okay.
Oh, she
okay.
kills it. It's so okay. So it's like a rom-com, but it's also about like a really wholesome father-son relationship. And it's just
Aw.
like every single time I watch it, I cry. It's so good.
Wow.
Okay. About Time. We'll have to add that to our list, Jess, to check out.
Heck yeah.
I'm jumping ahead on my board. I'm now going to take the 7th film on my board. This one probably undercuts the strategy that I think I should be going for, but I'm going to go with Jerry Maguire.
Thought I could get that one as a sleeper.
Yeah, I just,
Sure.
I mean, what's more iconic than You Had Me at Hello?
Yeah. Help me to help you.
Help you. Carlo, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna just because you've been doing it, I'm gonna switch up my order now.
Okay.
And because I just remembered something about Lysh. So the movie I'm picking is you might guess it if you've seen a recent Facebook post, but I love this movie to pieces. It's called What If, and I'm not going to be surprised if you haven't heard about it, but let me tell you who's in.
Harry Potter.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah.
My Harry Potter shirt.
Lysh, have you seen it?
I like how she
I
says
have.
that like she has one Harry Potter shirt, by the way.
Wait, you have seen it?
I have. I wore this shirt because it was red and I was trying to go with the love theme, but I'm a simple girl. Harry Potter, coffee, and dogs.
Is this movie not so?
I loved it. Yes.
It's a perfect rom-com. And by the way, Zoe Kazan is the female lead. She's just amazing in it. I mean, you just watch her. She lights up the screen, and everything that you think of in terms of the formula of the rom-com, this is like this should be taught in schools.
Okay.
Jim. It is no perfect in its structure, its beat. It has Adam Driver in it, and he's fantastic in it. A young Mackenzie Davis, he's amazing in it. And Ray Spall is in it. It's. I don't understand how this isn't up there with When Harry Met Sally or those others. But you should
Carlo
watch
thinks
it.
people vote based off of the presentation of the film, as opposed to the picture of the posters.
It is.
Carlo,
It is.
you're
it
so
is
passionate. I
moving.
love
I
it.
know. I love the passion though. I'm
But
so
now
I'm
it's
gonna
like I'm
watch
gonna
that tonight.
spend. But now I
It
know
is on
that
Amazon Prime right now. Go watch it.
Let's Get To podcast brought to you by the movie What If.
but I now know that I'm going to be watching that the weekend before Valentine's Day. So
It's so good, Jim.
It
You know what?
works.
Jessica doesn't even need to be there. You're gonna love it.
all right, Liz, you're up, kid.
This one is probably it's a close tie for my first favorite rom-com movie, but it's got my favorite line. Creme brulee could never be Jello. I could be Jello. My best friend's wedding.
Okay, that's in the
Good.
pantheon.
Good choice. I never would have thought though that the first Julia Roberts rom-com off the board would not be a certain movie that I feel like might be going next. Cubbear? Sorry, Jessica.
I am shocked that so you said, Jim, this is going to be an interesting one just because there's such a broader range of films to choose from. The only thing taken off my board at this point is Jerry Maguire. So I'm going to get my number 2 pick with the more correct Julia Roberts movie, Pretty Woman. Sorry, Lish.
Jessica,
My
whenever-
best friend's wedding is way funnier than Pretty Woman. Pretty Woman was more romantic. In a like
But
every girl
what's-
wants to be a prostitute, and
But
you know,
what's
find a
gonna
rich man.
win though? Jessica's got this down. It's about the poster you put on the board.
Not
Now-
only
It's not
that,
about winning. It's about how you play.
not only that though, but I actually way prefer Pretty Woman as a film over My Best Friend's Wedding.
I think it's
Whenever
because
I
there's
get-
like singing and a whole musical number. So I'm
Yeah.
immediately like,
Okay,
Just
that's
say a
fair.
little prayer for you.
All right, then this
Bella's
is
like, I'm
tricky.
hanging out with some old people.
Sorry, Bella.
This is
So then now I'm in a tricky position here. So
Peer pressure.
it is a lot of peer pressure, and I think I'm going to go with this one because it is one that Jim and I connected on when we were dating. Before we ever actually saw a movie together, we had that conversation of name your top 5 movies, and this was like number 1 on both of our lists, and we just had
Not number 1, number 5, but in the top 5.
It was in both of our top 5s. Say anything.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna allow this pick, but Jessica, we were arguing about this draft last weekend. She's like, it's not a comedy, it's just a romance.
You told me it was a rom-com. You gave me the comedy thumbs up on it, so I went with it.
No, you did, and it deserves it.
Well, I mean, I feel like Joe Lies musical number.
Joe Lies.
puts it.
Yeah.
That'll never be me.
No, the line of that is, if you two know so much about women, what are you doing here at the gas and sip at 11 o'clock with no
Right.
women anywhere in sight? Choice, man.
Choice!
We're here by choice. Bella, you say anything, yes?
Yeah.
Yes? Bella, it's the Boombox movie.
He's like, no.
Like, I don't know. I've seen Requiem for a Dream. I haven't gone back and watched like all the movies that I'm probably supposed to watch.
That the old people have seen. Okay.
Well, let's you're back up.
Is core curriculum.
I know.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
This next pick is very difficult because I felt like I should have had a Drew Barrymore co-category, but I'm gonna go with my favorite Drew Barrymore rom-com, and that's The Wedding Singer.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what's funny about that? Speaking of Drew Barrymore and rom-coms, I finally saw 50 First Dates for the first time.
Ooh, what you?
I'm absolutely in love with that movie. Like, I'm really upset that I hadn't seen it before. Bella, why do you seem like you have an opinion?
No, I was just wondering what you would think about it, because it's like I love that movie,
Yeah.
but I also watched it somewhat recently, and I was like, there are some things about this that are kind of screwed up, but it's fine. It's a movie.
I love that it's also based on a true story, right? Like, I love that part of it. That I don't know. I thought it was great.
No, it's cool.
Carlo, you're up, my friend.
Okay. Well, you know what? I thought I would take it down a notch to find what I call my sleeper pick. It's also, again, this is my
Carlo,
my
you went with Roman Holiday and What If. All your picks are sleeper picks.
Okay, but I love this movie. Not everyone talks about it. We know that there's a top tier A-list rom-com, but it's got A-list actors in it. And I feel like Jerry Maguire, it works equally well as a sports movie as it does as a rom-com, and that is Wimbledon, starring Paul Bettany and Kirsten Dunst. And it's so sweet, and it's like a marathon runner versus a sprinter. It takes its time to go the distance, pacing wise. And I just feel like has anyone here seen Wimbledon?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nope.
No,
Very good.
You should give it a shot. Kirsten Dunst is just like, I never thought of her as being luminous until this movie, and she plays the bad girl of tennis. So I don't know, somehow she made it work.
All right. I like that. I feel like we're going to have a lot of movies to watch in the next couple of weeks, man.
I know, I'm kind of into it. Like, it's kind of
Me
the
too.
fun part of all of it.
All new ones for us.
One of the movies I'm going to pick was really important to me as a kid. And then it became really important to me as a filmmaker. And it is the movie Splash. And one of the things I love about that, and I had just was, we were making a film. I don't even remember what film it was, but I was watching the behind the scenes, and it was Ron Howard and Tom Hanks talking about how Tom Hanks was blowing the movie. Because if you remember, Carlo and I will remember, that was his first film. Like, everything else, he had been a sitcom guy or a TV guy, and he's got John Candy and Eugene Levy in the cast, and the whole time he's trying to out funny those guys. And finally, Ron Howard's like, dude, your job is to love the girl. If you love the girl, the movie works, but don't try to be these other things. And I thought it was just really great advice of a director giving an actor. And if you haven't seen it, Daryl Hannah, Eugene Levy, John Candy. Daryl Hannah's a mermaid that rescues Tom Hanks as a little boy and then goes and finds him as an adult. It's super cute. It's super funny.
Your face is so good right now. Have you not seen this?
No, I've never even heard of it. That's a crazy
it's
premise.
so good. It was on my top 10.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
This is an educational moment for you, Bella.
I'm writing them all down. I have a list. I promise I'm gonna watch them.
No,
all.
Bella, you absolutely will adore this movie.
It's a great movie.
It's so just really well done. And Eugene Levy, who just continues to be hilarious, is as funny as he's ever been in that movie. It's great.
That's awesome.
Speaking of which, Bella, you have 2 back at the back.
All right. This is hard. Okay. First, I'm gonna do Crazy Stupid Love. No intro needed. That's a brilliant
I love
rom-com.
that movie.
And Ryan Gosling is so hot. So done. Period.
Done.
And then this is a movie that I actually grew up with because my parents love this movie. And I think it's hilarious. So I'm gonna go with So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Oh,
Good
Solid.
one.
great.
Super solid. I
choice.
didn't even think of that one.
Yep, that's a good one.
Man.
Yep. See, I've seen movies that are old.
Good job. Good
was-
job. That's a good one.
That's like one of my go-to. Like anytime I order something big, I look at the waiter and I go, "Excuse me, I ordered the large cappuccino." Hello.
always.
Never ceases to amaze me. So, guys, I'm at a crossroads here because the movie I want to pick could theoretically get my whole list canceled.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Great intro.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna hold off on it and circle back.
It's probably a good idea. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know what it is, but it's probably a good idea.
This one though, you're going to maybe scoff at. But I think it fully belongs in the romantic comedy arena. And it's been lauded as, by some people, the greatest comedy script of all time. It's Groundhog Day.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
rom-com.
It's on my list. It's on my list.
All right, woodchuck
Like,
chuckers, it's Groundhog Day.
Again.
That's you up, Carlo.
Okay, well, I'm glad it hasn't been picked, but again, I picked a whole line of sleepers, so I felt pretty confident. But another movie that I unabashedly love, and I love it the more so because it's always held up against another much more popular movie, but I prefer this one. And it's called The Holiday with Kate Winslet and Cameron Diaz. And it's Kate Winslet's one and only rom-com. So I feel it's important for that. And it's so good. Jude Law is like magnetic.
We watched it this Christmas based on your recommendation and loved it. Loved it.
I'm so glad you did. I'm trying to convert. One of us.
Yeah. Give Love Actually next time. Watch The Holiday. You'll love it.
Absolutely.
And then watch The Holiday on Netflix with Emma Roberts. Also very
I
cute.
love that movie.
It was so good. All right, Lysh, you are up.
All right. I'm going to throw another Drew Barrymore movie and say music and lyrics.
Okay.
Good call, man.
You're great.
I love movies that have like musical numbers, in case you haven't noticed. Half of my list originally had musicals, and I was like, oh, better not.
It's such an interesting draft because I feel like I could do 20 more rounds and be fine.
Yeah.
I could too. I
You
totally
know,
could too.
like I have 2 Hugh Grant movies on my list that I won't even get to, right? Like I'm not going to get to Notting Hill probably. All right, Jess, you have back-to-back picks.
It's funny too, Lysh, because you had texted the group and said something to the effect of this could be just a Drew Barrymore rom-com list and we would all be fine. And I don't think I have a single Drew Barrymore movie on my list. at all?
I have like 20.
Apparently.
And there's so many that I was like going back and forth of who's like my favorite, because she's got so many good ones with Adam Sandler and then like Jimmy Fallon. So I'm like, it was very hard for me. I lost sleep over this. I literally woke up in the middle of the night and was like, no, I'm gonna switch this. I'm gonna switch it.
So when you said that, I thought to myself, no, for me, it's more like this could be a Tom Hanks only or a Meg Ryan only list. And thus my next pick is Sleepless in Seattle.
But that's the first. That's the first Tom Hanks. No, I guess it's not. Never mind. I took one.
Groundhog Day.
Jess is gonna win.
And then, honey, you get another one back. Another one.
All right. And this one, I mean, I've got nipples. Can you milk me? I'm going with Meet the Parents.
Carlo, do we like that as a rom-com?
We're gonna meet
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, if Something About Mary is a rom-com, the Meet the Parents.
Okay.
I think is a rom-com.
The whole setup is he's meeting the family of the woman.
Right. I just meant the comic dynamic is between De Niro and Stiller, and they're not trying to bang each other. But
Okay, that's fair.
I'll allow it. Lysh,
Okay.
you're up.
I'm gonna throw a little wild card in there on my list and mix it up. And Carlo, you can fight me and say it's not a rom-com, but it is. It is I Love You, Man, starring Paul Rudd and Jason Segel. It is a bromance rom-com.
If Meet the Parents is a rom-com, then
Yeah.
I Love You Man is a rom-com.
I Love You,
rom-com
Man.
does not specify heterosexual.
Exactly. And it is a bromance and it is a beautiful thing. Slap it a best.
Oh man. All right, Carlo, you're up.
Okay, well, again, I'm going to mix it up with another absolute favorite of mine for a lot of reasons. But if I could get serious here for a second, representation in the rom-com world is an uphill battle. You don't often see a brown man in the lead in one of these movies. So for that reason alone, but there are many, including Zoe Kazan, I'm going with The Big Sick.
Oh, good pick.
Good movie.
I
Oh,
love that movie. It's great. And even old who's the guy? Oh my god, I'm blanking. Everyone Loves Raymond. The main
Ray
guy.
Romano.
Ray
That
Romano.
really
Ray Romano,
revised his
what's
career.
that?
Yeah.
I just blanked. But it's just, I mean, the dynamics between the family when the father is like, it's been really nice having you as my son. I mean, it's just the sincere line deliveries is what made it even funnier.
Absolutely.
And again, it's just like, I got to tell you, like every season when I watch the Hallmark movies, I'm like, why can't one of these people have a last name like my own? But you know what? This movie fulfills my quota.
It does. Yeah. And you're absolutely right. And we're recording this. Obviously it's February, it's Black History Month, and it's definitely something that should be discussed. I think it's a great choice, and it's just really smartly written. I mean, it's just such a great dialogue. The whole, we lost 19 of our best guys.
If you get a chance, anyone who's Bella, Lysh, set yourself down for a double feature of What If and The Big Sick.
I've seen both of those actually.
Oh, well, awesome.
Fantastic. Yeah. I love Zoe. And it's a true story
So
too.
amazing.
The Big Sick, it's so good. Everything about it's great.
All right, now it's up to me. I'm still gonna pick the one that would get me canceled. Not pick the one that get me canceled. I'm gonna pick one that is a little obscure, but it's super cool because I know the lead actor in it. Toe pick. I'm going with The Cutting Edge.
That was a staple.
Yeah.
So good.
When they hit cable.
Pick. Toe pick. And now Bella, have you seen The Cutting Edge?
Nope.
Bella, here's your setup. You have a super good female Olympic ice skater who can't keep a partner, figure skater. So they have to recruit a former U.S. member of the U.S. men's hockey team to train to be, and it's DB Sweeney and Maura Kelly. It's adorable. And DB, I think, is going to be at the Austin Revolution Film Festival this year. I know we have his film and he's trying to come in. So check that out.
Yeah.
It's a good pick.
We also just recently, good job, Carlo. We just recently watched it, and it totally held up to everything you want it to be. You know, sometimes when you rewatch these, are like, not as great.
Did you know that they had sequels that had neither
Yes.
of them in it? Like,
I don't think I've seen any of the sequels, but I did know they had them. Yeah.
Only one is tangentially connected. It's like about their daughter, and it's the same movie, but it's their daughter trying to find a partner, and then everything else has nothing to do with anything. Yeah. All right. That means Bella, you're up twice.
Okay. So I was gonna ride the Zoe Kazan train, but
Yes.
I don't think that Ruby Sparks should count as a rom-com because it's like not. It's like serious. But I wanted to. So I just wanted to say that. Shout out. Honorable mention. Great movie. Okay. I have my pretentious pick. I'm gonna go with Moonrise Kingdom. I'm counting that as a rom-com.
I think so. Yeah,
It's so good. Young love, amazing cast, like literally nothing more you could ask for, I don't think. So we'll go with that. And then I don't think I have a musical on my list. So I'm gonna round everything out with Mamma Mia. That's gonna be fun.
I love it. I'm here for it.
Oh yeah. So good. Like
yes.
I think all movies should just have an ABBA soundtrack. I don't think any other soundtrack is like needed.
I feel like my life has that.
Yeah,
So,
me too.
I am always a dancing queen. Okay.
So true. So true.
No, you're good though. We're good.
You're just a hater.
I am. Before I make my pick, and I'm still not going with the one that would get me canceled, but honestly, you guys, top to bottom, probably the best romantic comedy ever made is Annie Hall. I'm not picking Annie Hall because people can't separate a person's personal life from whether or not they made good art one time. So I will.
So you're saying you're not picking Annie
I'm
Hall?
not
That's
picking
the one that would
Annie
get you
Hall
canceled.
because I put that poster up on a draft board, and there will be people who won't vote for my list because of that. And I finally want to win one of these things.
Fair enough.
So I am going to go with crowd pleaser. Oh, Kelly Clarkson, the 40-year-old virgin.
That's a good one.
Mr. Carell coming into his own.
That's right.
And I can empathize with Mr. Carell's chest hair situation. So I felt seen by that movie. So
Uncomfortable.
And all right, Carlo, you're up for your last pick.
Okay, I debated long and hard in my head just now about I'm going to go with a sweet movie that when I'm in the need of feeling a little bit better about myself, I watch this. It's age appropriate. It features a woman that I've worshipped since I saw her when I was also young like her, and I followed her career. And it's Under the Tuscan Sun.
Okay.
And when I'm feeling blue or down, it's 2 a.m. and I can't sleep, I'll find it on a streaming platform. And what's so sweet about it is, spoiler alert, I mean, she doesn't end up with anyone, but she gets everything she wanted. And I think that's important. It's kind of the same. I'm ending with it because of Roman Holiday, where they also don't end up together. And I think it's important that we understand that when we have these romances, the happily ever after for all time, eternally true love isn't always the case. Sometimes a romance has a lifespan. We mourn it, we go on. And I think that's also an important lesson reflected in these movies.
Okay.
Good.
Great. And I love the explanation. Lysh, your last pick.
Hard to choose between another Drew Barrymore movie, an old 80s movie, or just another movie that I really love. So I'm going to throw in an old 80s movie and say Overboard, the original.
Wow.
Wait, did you say Drew Barrymore?
No, Overboard.
Overboard. She's
She's going not with Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
Oh, she's not going with you. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Lisa Reyes just voted for you.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I love Overboard.
But can I just ask a favor, Lish?
Yeah.
Did you have to say old 80s movies so much?
Yeah, you have to drive that in.
I had to say that because we have Bella, and and it's a remake, so she's like, oh yeah, the one with Eva Longoria, because I love Eva Longoria. No, as much as I love you, Eva, in the half chance that you're watching this, I did not like the new Overboard.
I didn't see it. I didn't watch it.
You don't have to. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Just rewatch the original with.
Rewatch the original. It's so good. Every time it's on TV, I stop everything and I'm watching it.
With Kurt and Goldie.
Yes, that is the dream. Like,
well,
that's up there in like
they're
James
married
and
in
Jess
real life, so I
relationship
just love that. I love that they're married in real life. She's playing Mrs.
Yes.
Claus and the. Santa
Well,
Claus.
actually, did they ever actually get married?
Okay, I don't. They're common law.
I actually don't think so. Yeah.
Is
I
it?
was just because that was like the thing about them is like they've been together forever, but they never like.
I don't think they've actually, like paper marriage.
Is it?
I think, yeah.
Is Kate Hudson their daughter?
Yep.
Yes.
Kate Hudson
Well,
and
that's
Wyatt
not
Russell.
her. Yeah, Russell's not her real dad, though, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know that Wyatt.
No, Goldie
Russell-
Hawn is her mom. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Jess. Last. Last
I
one.
can't believe this is already the last round.
There's
I feel like we could do another
So many more.
6
Can we just
rounds.
make it like a 20 round thing?
I mean, this is hard because there's so many good ones still left on
You've
my
already won
board.
this thing. Just like don't put up the score. Show some mercy.
Yeah.
You got When Harry Met Sally. You got Sleepless in Seattle. You got Pretty Woman. Come on.
I mean, I still love. Shoot. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with 27 Dresses.
Oh,
Yeah.
Aw.
I wish you didn't look so bored at that choice.
I love that movie. So here's just a couple of movies, because what I try to do on this is I put together a big list so it's easy for me just to copy and paste into the Excel document so I'm not typing. A couple of the ones that I thought were big that no one picked. No one picked High Fidelity. No one picked Wedding Crashers. No one picked As Good as It Gets, which won Oscars. No one picked Pretty in Pink. 4 Weddings and a Funeral was not picked. I would have picked Fever Pitch. I had Tin Cup on
That
my
was
list.
my other Drew Barrymore one.
That would have
Really?
been my only Drew Barrymore.
I was gonna
if I
say
had gotten
Fever
that
Pitch.
far, yeah.
But
Yeah.
probably most famous, You Got Mail, Clueless wasn't picked, but also How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Like, it's just
That
so
was on
funny.
my list.
Yeah.
It's on my list.
I didn't know.
Before we wrap
I
up,
also wait. I feel like we all want to say some that we
Yes,
can't believe
wait,
didn't get
can we-
picked.
That's
Alright,
a great
right?
idea. We should do that. We should do
Bella,
that.
go
I
ahead. What are
can't
some of the other
believe-
big ones that you didn't get, Bella?
Wait, who did you call? Oh, Bella. Okay, go Bella.
No, Jess was first.
No,
I'm not
you go,
doing
Bella.
that.
No. Yes, you go.
Okay, all right, fine, whatever. No one picked Devil Wears Prada. That's like so. I don't know if that counts as like a rom-com. Like there's romance. I don't think it is, but it's
No.
great. And then I
That's a
also
good
have
movie.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. You've Got Mail. I can't believe no one picked that one.
Yeah.
That's
I
what
think
I
it-
think of when I think of like a Tom Hanks rom-com. I think of You've Got Mail.
I think in my case, I just assumed y'all would pick it, so I didn't try to pick it.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
I also had on my board Father of the Bride, Bridget Jones' Diary, The Proposal, Serendipity,
Oh, The Proposal.
Serendipity.
Miss Congeniality. I had a musical in Greece. That's a romantic comedy. So
I don't know
I
if I'm gonna
had
put Father of the Bride as a rom-com, because really the romance isn't the story, but I think the other ones were great choices. Carlo?
yeah. I mean, I'm sure y'all seen it because it's a big movie on Netflix. But back in when I was putting together my list of like my representation list of people whose faces you normally don't see in a rom-com, Always Be My Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah,
love
that's a good
that
one.
movie.
it's good.
The Keanu Reeves storyline alone,
Yeah.
including I could not get that song out of my head. Y'all know the song I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Punch Keanu Reeves.
Yes. What about no one picked 4 Christmases? We should have included that.
Four Christmases is on my list. Coming to America. If I were gonna have some representation, that would be on my list.
And I hope my husband's not mad because I did have The Ugly Truth on my list, but I was like, okay, Bobby, Gerard, of course, my only husband. I did have that on my list. I had Just Like Heaven and Sweet Home Alabama because Reese Witherspoon is another like rom-com like sweetheart.
Well, you know what? Speaking of Reese, there's another How Do You Know? Have you seen that one, Lysh?
I don't think so.
Paul Rudd, Jack Nicholson. It's got a stacked cast.
Tell me more.
I know. It's like Paul
Rudd. I'm in.
Really?
Reese Witherspoon. She's a professional women's baseball player. She's dating Owen Wilson, who's a professional.
Oh, I have seen that one.
Okay,
I've seen it. Yeah. I've seen
I saw
it.
that recently. I think. What is it called?
How Do You Know?
How Do You Know?
And
We did watch that recently.
Yeah.
And it features one of the great monologues or moments where you'll just have to see it. But it's got a stacked cast, and somehow it just slipped through the cracks.
I totally forgot about that movie. I do love that movie.
It's like a pretty, like, I would think more people would watch it given the cast members. But I mean, Jack Nicholson, and you know what? I think that was his last movie.
Was it?
I want to say, don't hold me to it, but I think so. His last, like, I'm gonna have to research that.
All right. Well, that does wrap up the draft. I want to thank all of you guys for jumping on, and we'll reveal who won at the end of the show. Y'all take care.
It's Jess.
I want to thank everybody for playing, and now a recap of all of the movies picked by each team. With the first pick in the draft, Jessica and her team I'll Have What She's Having took When Harry Met Sally, Pretty Woman, Say Anything, Sleepless in Seattle, Meet the Parents, and 27 Dresses. Lysh and her team I'm Just a Girl, Waiting for a Guy. Anyway, great movie. She took Fools Rush In, My Best Friend's Wedding, The Wedding Singer, Music and Lyrics, I Love You Man, and Overboard. The Sure Things, led by Carlo, took Roman Holiday, What If, Wimbledon, The Holiday, The Big Sick, and Under the Tuscan Sun. Jim's team, Dobler's Boombox, took The Princess Bride, Jerry Maguire, Splash, Groundhog Day, The Cutting Edge, and The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Bella's team, the Single Cat Lady, took My Big Fat Greek Wedding, About Time, Crazy Stupid Love, So I Married an Axe Murderer, Moonrise Kingdom, and Mamma Mia. And now, without further ado, let's meet the winner. And welcome to another episode of Let's Get To. Wait, just 1 second. Sorry, so unprofessional. What? I did? I am so excited to have won the rom-com draft. I just want to thank everyone who voted for me. I want to thank, Steve Carell and Bill Murray and Carrie Oles, being on my team. It really meant a lot. They really brought it home. But it was also really about some of the little people. So I want to thank them too. I don't know their names. That's why they're little people. But really, thank you so much. And thanks for everybody for voting for me. And congrats to the other competitors. I understand it was a very close competition. Congrats to me and the good folks behind Dobler's Boombox. And so again, our winner does move to our Tournament of Champions. That is our episode for this week. We're going to be back in a few weeks for what should be a lot of fun. We're going to be drafting our favorite baseball movies. Check you out then. And welcome back to the Cinema Challenge presented by Twitchy Dolphin Media. We have a great episode for you this week. We're going to be drafting, just in time for Valentine's Day, your ultimate romantic comedy watch list. Now, before we jump into the draft and to meet our contestants, a couple of reminders on the rules. First of all, it's a serpentine draft, so one team picking at the beginning of odd number rounds are picking at the back of the even number rounds. This way we would get a pretty good access of good movies to all the players. And you can only draft one movie from a franchise per team. Same rules as each time, so let's jump over and meet the contestants.